When asked about my future, many things come to mind. A nice home, a loving family, maybe even a cute cat. All exciting things. But it's hard to imagine what my future will look like in terms of a career, a secure job, something that will enable me to be financially stable. In the past, this may have been because I'm a girl, or because I'm part of the ethnic minority in this country. But now, unfortunately, it's because of a cloth I tie around my head. I'm not a particularly confident person, but my hijab, which is a symbol of modesty in my religion, makes me confident. It makes me confident in my religion and my practice. It does not oppress me. I chose to wear it, and I couldn't be happier underneath it. So those ignorant implications are completely invalid. You would think that if wearing a hijab is not a problem for me, then it shouldn't really be an issue for anyone else. But from a young age, I have noticed how the world is changing negatively for Muslims, and how it's becoming harder for us to practice this religion as a vast community, bound by one belief. We believe in one God and his final prophet. This was a huge issue in the past, when the black community was completely alienated from the white community, and when anti-Semitism was a norm, powered by one corrupt leader. And it just goes to show that there will always be hate in the world. But why has terrorism become the horrific face of Islam? The media. Now, I'm not saying that all media has been harmful for us. In fact, the wise words of no other than Kim Kardashian prove otherwise. And it's true. Lawnmowers are deadlier than Muslims. But if you haven't noticed already, it seems as though every crime which has been done by a Muslim points out that the individual is a Muslim. But this is one person out of a religion of 1.6 billion individuals. Why is it necessary to pinpoint Islam when only 1/3 of 1% of the murders in the US are actually conducted by Muslims, when Christianity wasn't blamed for Hitler? I have a small voice in this world, but I speak on behalf of those who died too young due to mass destruction in places like Aleppo and Palestine. I speak on behalf of Maryam Hamad, who is earning a business degree in a war zone, unsure if she has another day to live. And I speak on behalf of those American Muslims who are mourning the fact that their relatives from places like Iran can't visit them. The media makes it seem as though Muslims are the root cause, the primary reason for all the problems in the world. And I'm sure that some have even started to believe this. Those young girls who are so mesmerized by the concept of a jihadi bride, and those young men who play a few video games and think it's necessary to hurt all non-Muslims. But can we really say that these people are practicing a religion of peace when killing one person in Islam is equivalent to killing the rest of humanity? In all honesty, I'm not surprised or angry that so many people are Islamophobic. In fact, I'm sure that if I heard about the horrors and the suffering caused by Muslims in the world, I may be a bit cautious of someone in full Muslim attire. It's just the sad truth. But what I am angry about is that people are ignorant. They are ignorant about the wars and brutal attacks in Muslim countries. They are ignorant about the religion Islam itself. I have heard so many people comment, quotes, and say things like, oh, Islam isn't a religion of peace because all Muslims are terrorists. But if you had a single conversation with an Islamic scholar or heard the Quran once, I'm sure your opinions would change. I mean, Lindsay Lohan is doing it. Imagine you are minding your own business when suddenly a bomb drops in your neighborhood. You hear the loud cries of children and parents grieving for their loss. It's hard for us to imagine after living in such luxury in this country. But there are people just a sea away who can only imagine something as luxurious as a home. Their homes are just a fragment of the masses of rubble left, and their hands are cracking from the intensive labor they have to do in their country. At the moment, this is what a lot of Muslim countries are facing, and the sorrow and agony being inflicted upon them is being fueled by other Muslims who have the wrong impression of Islam, and by people who have no idea about Islam. Small hate crimes are also increasing towards Muslims. In fact, in the last decade, approximately 70% of the hate crimes towards Muslims have increased. In London alone. I can say that I have unfortunately experienced hate for being a Muslim. When I was walking home from school and I passed a bus stop, a man pretended to hold a gun and whispered "terrorist" as I passed by. But yet, we are the radical extremists. How ironic. So how do we change these beliefs? Educating people on how Islam isn't terrorism is just the first step. But actually changing their opinions can be extremely challenging. But it can be done if we unite as one peaceful religion. After all, that is what Islam means. All that I am here to say is that I am a Muslim, and I am like all of you. I was born here and have gone to school here my whole life. I have friends who aren't Muslims, and I respect all religions equally. And for the Muslims in the audience, it just takes time and hope that this will pass. Slowly, but eventually, this will pass. Like every war and every bout of depression, this will pass. Thank you for listening.